military powerhouse that bullies ourselves around the world. That is not strength. Strength is to believe in freedom and liberty and setting a good example to the world. Americans don't have to worry about is we are a strong nation. We are a strong nation militarily, and nobody will dare attack us. During the time that the Soviets were at their height, they had 40,000 nuclear weapons. I was called to duty in 1962 during the Cuban crisis, and this was a very, very difficult situation, a very difficult times. But we won that. We won that without fighting and without a war. We won it by standing strong and standing up to their efforts, and yet it did not require us to invade the Soviet Union. What we need, though, now today is strength and confidence in our own beliefs and convictions that we don't have to force ourselves around the world. We can spread our goodness much easier if we just set the example that needs to be set and do the job right here at home. First debate, seems like a long time ago, approximately a year ago, I noticed that at that time something different was going on in the country. I was reluctant to get into the race. I was talked into doing this by a lot of different people who believed the time was right. And I was a bit skeptical about this and talking about, you know, I don't know how the young people will respond. I don't know how many there belong to the remnant of the true believers in our country and the Constitution. And therefore, I was reluctant. But over the past year, let me tell you, I have removed that skepticism. I am now a true believer that this country is ready for some real changes. But there's one thing that we have to recognize to get the changes. We have to recognize what the problems are. Because if you talk about making changes glibly and not de-identifying the problems, nothing much will happen. I think that's what's been going on for a long time. People pay lip service to limited government and to balanced budgets, but nothing ever seems to happen. And yet today, the American people are sick and tired of what is happening. They've been told one thing and they get something else. But what is happening today is the American people are waking up and starting to realize that we're probably in worse shape than a lot of people in the government tries to tell us. They tell us that the economy is sound, there's no unemployment, and there's no inflation. I mean, what type of a PhD do you need to realize that inflation is a real problem in this country and we ought to stop it? There's no way we can have a strong America without a strong dollar. This idea, this myth that is perpetuated by many economists have a great deal of influence in our government for the past 50 or 60 years. They believe a weak currency is good because they say, well, this will enhance exports and it's going to solve all our problems. Well, today, all you have to do is look at the financial markets, whether it was the end of last year, or for the last 2 years, or 7 years, or today, this very day. The dollar is going down. The diminishing power and value of a currency reflects the strength of a country. Most great countries disappeared not because of military invasions, but because of economic consequences and a weak currency. The Soviets did not need to be invaded. They defeated themselves. They had a system that was not viable. And what we're doing today is not viable. We cannot remain strong as a vibrant nation if we continue to spend beyond our means, and if we continue to think that we can police the world. We cannot do it. It's time we brought our troops home from around the world. On numerous occasions, especially since Bhutto had been murdered over in Pakistan, about what am I going to do? What would I do about Pakistan? Well, I would do a lot less, a lot sooner. That's what I would do. But the problems in Pakistan that we do face, the mess that is there, is something that was predictable by an interventionist foreign policy of ours. because we prop up too many dictators around the world. We have propped up countries like Saudi Arabia since World War II, and a lot of people in the Middle East resent that because they're a puppet government and they're dictators. How much did we just, send over to Pakistan? When we chased Osama bin Laden from Afghanistan over into Pakistan, we relinquished the fight at Tora Bora. Osama bin Laden went into Pakistan. We said, oh, we'll get our friend old Musharraf. He'll take care of it. So what do you want? What do you want to take care of it? He wanted $10 billion. He got the $10 billion, and Osama bin Laden is free. We don't need any more of that type of policy. We need to keep that type of money here at home and spend that money here.